Hey, it's me, Unapologetically T, and I'm back. I've been gone for a little bit. I don't think I've posted since Sunday, which is probably the longest I've not posted since doing this. But yeah, I'm back. The reason I wasn't posting was because from the last video, we went to the beach and we did like a little act of kindness and just enjoyed the environment and the vibe, and we went home. I woke up that next morning and like my eye was already like swollen a little bit, like slightly, which I know might be concerning to others. Before I went to the beach, so that probably like that Saturday it started acting up. But my allergies been acting up the whole time anyway, so I wasn't really like tripping. And this is something that happens often when the season changed, so it wasn't really bothering me as much. And it has been worse, but I woke up after the beach, and I don't know if it was a combination of pollen and sand flying around that my eye was swollen, and I could not breathe. Yeah, I was having a hard time. Chest was burning, and I do suffer from like asthma and seasonal allergies, and Charlotte does as well. So I was out for the count, and it's weird because before I went to the beach, my body was already signaling to me like it's tired, it needs some rest, it needs a break. However, because I'm so high functional and I'm used to like going, the new lifestyle that I'm living, I don't feel like I'm doing a lot. So I be thinking like, I can still like do the things that I want to do, and because I'm so used to doing way more, I think like this is like chill, and like my body's like, nah, like you need a break. So I started taking medicine, and most of the allergy stuff definitely makes you drowsy. So I got to get rest that I needed. But then it turned into I started to feel better like after I took the medicine, and then I started working again. And no, I didn't make content, but I started to pack up things in the house. So I'm still packing up my room. I've started on the living room. Like I've cleared off, well, not the whole bookcase, but like I cleared off all the shelves but one. I cleared out my arts and crafts cabinet. Oh, and I've cleaned out the bottom part of my china closet. I still have to do the front portion and the top part. So and then I'm going through my room, which this is a better move than any of the other moves. Number one, the last move I did was done out of complete fear, and I had to be strategic, and that definitely cleaning out the room brought up things to me, for me. One of the things was, I remember when I was planning on moving, I was doing it in secrecy, complete secrecy at first. But I had no idea, like he was definitely like stalking stuff like while I lived in the house. So he definitely like knew things, and what would end up happening is when he would find out something, because like I didn't know it was cameras in certain parts of the house. Like I think I found out that it was a camera in the bedroom, and I knew he had put a camera in the actual china closet I have now, and put that so that he could see the living room. And but like, so then that meant like it was also a camera outside our house, because we only lived in a 500 square foot apartment, 2-bedroom, tight, humbling experience. But so it was like really nowhere I could go besides the bathroom, and who knows, he might have had a camera in there. And then like, so I really didn't have privacy in the house. So it just began to get to a point where like I couldn't lie anymore, like, because when I would lie, one of the things that came up for me while I was cleaning out the closet, ironically, was his voice popped up in my head. And PTSD, right? Like I definitely have moments where I get his actual voice, I get his actual scene of something, and that happens to me, and I have to work through it. But this particular one, I chuckled because it was like, I'll just say it. So he ended up saying like, oh, you've become like, I remember he caught me in a lie about when I was trying to move out, and he was like, oh, you've become the very thing that you hate, and that's a liar, like you've become a liar. And it was like, yeah, I had to become a liar. Like I mean, what else could I fucking do? Like I had to lie just to survive. And it was like he shamed me. He used to shame me and make me like, he, in the end, he had me questioning my own reality of who I was and all that stuff. So I've always struggled with like who I was and my identity just from childhood and all that stuff. But with him, it was like a extreme level of, I had lost my identity. So I had already started losing my identity before I met him. And then like it seemed like when he lost his mind, like I lost it even more, because he became the person that told me who I was. And I started to believe him even when I knew it was a lie. Like it just got to a point where I felt so defeated. Like I just started to believe him. And one of the things he was right about, like I hated lying. Like I don't mind if people lie about, you know, their own personal business, but I hate when like someone lies and it's something that affects me. But if you telling little white lies and it's for your own little, for your, it ain't hurting me, it don't affect me, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care. However, in that situation, like he knew like that was gonna guilt and shame me, because that was something like I hated that he would do in the relationship. Like it was like, it shouldn't be no lies between us. Like we'd have been through everything in the world, like why are we lying to each other? And so I always used to preach that to him. And like he threw it back in my face, like, you know, like that's the one thing that you hated, you ended up becoming. And I did. I had to lie a lot in the end. And then to the point where I had to realize like I couldn't tell complete lies. I had to be strategic with it. Like I had to be like, you know, I'm moving, because if I didn't, then it would have just caused more friction. It would have caused more chaos and confusion for me and whoever else was involved. And for that particular situation, like that was one of the easier moves too, even though mentally it was stressful. Physically, that was my easiest move. I had never in my fucking life had people move for me. Even when me and him were together, like I used to hate that too. Like when we would move, like he would have to, you know, get people to help us move, and it was only like one move that he came through. And that was a better move, but I still was actively participating in that move. But the other two, it would always be me, him, and another person, and that's 3 people, and I'm a woman, and that shit hurts. So, and I mean, like, I be lifting couches and I be moving shit that men move. Like, I literally, if I got another person, I could do it. Like, I don't like doing it, but I can do it. I'm strong, and I don't want to be, but I can do it. And I'm starting to realize, like, you know, I'm happy that I got to realize my strength from life situations, but, like, I don't even want to be that strong. Like, why do I need to be that strong? And, I don't want to do it. Like, and so there was another move. He hired somebody who was like a drunk, and he couldn't help us with shit. So it was basically me and him moving the whole time, and like, and I'm trying to get this shit done and over with, so like I can relax. And then I'm the person, like, even after the move, like, he didn't know how, like, he was left-handed and I'm ambidextrous, so I could do both. And he used to struggle with putting certain stuff together and all that stuff, so he didn't like put together like the furniture or the like beds. Like, I would do that. So like, not only do I gotta help move, like I gotta help put the bed together tonight, because I want to sleep in my bed. So it just used to be so strenuous. So like last year, I thank God. So two of the members in my group, my narcissistic abuse recovery group, the guy's son had a moving company, and they actually, you know, not only helped me move, but they actually like paid for half of it, or like I think she paid. I know I had to put down a deposit, and she paid the rest. And I'm completely like, it was one of the nicest things that was ever done for me. Like, I was surprised, like never had it happen. When I tell you, like, leaving was the right thing to do. Like, it was no, like, every time I tried to question that shit, like, God showed me, like, you need to go. Because one of the things I didn't verbalize was I didn't have a lot of money. Like, I had to pay for a previous eviction that was like old. It was like 7 years old. And that was when I had the car accident in 2017 and had the mental breakdown then. So yeah, talk about not wanting to drive for a little bit. But yeah, that all started everything. Well, it didn't start it. It was the catalyst for everything. But yeah, so I don't know, I just had a flashback just then. But yeah, that was like one of the nicest things that was ever done for me. I did not have money, so in order for me to move, like, literally I had to pay that past due eviction. That was like $3,000. I did not have it. I did not have it. Like, I literally had nothing leaving this man. Like, I had just got well, it was the same job but a different position. And so I had just got a different position that paid more. So that did give me like comfort, like, I can do this. I should do this. Like, it's time. But then it was like, when it was coming down to like finding a place, it was like I got rejected because I had an eviction on my record that I had never paid for or paid off, and it was like $3,000. Told my mom. That's why I say, like, my mom, like, she has her flaws and all, but one thing she gonna do is help her children. I don't give a fuck what you done. Like, she's gonna help you where she can help you. It's just that when she can't help you, that's when she get irritated and she started to project all over the place. But she jumped in immediately and was like, I got it, so don't you worry about it. But, you know, this is coming from a place of she's just so happy that I'm finally leaving. So I definitely like drove up there to go get it, drove back, paid them people that same day. And she lives like 80 miles away, so that's 160 miles going and then coming back. So paid them that same day. Got turned down for an apartment because it still showed on there. So when I went to apply for another apartment, you know, it had already showed paid off, so I was good. Got the call that I had got accepted, and that was probably like maybe a week or two apart. This was all fast too. Like, it all happened really fast. So I want to say like maybe 2 or 3 months of planning, like, so of active planning. So like, I already was planning on leaving before then, but like I think October is when I got the job that would allow me the income to move. So really not even 2 months, a month. So that month was just planning on moving and leaving. And I had just everything that was a roadblock or presented itself as a roadblock, God cleared the way. So my mom gave me that money. Did not have the money for on my own to have it like all together. Because I had to pay a deposit, and then I had to pay first month's rent. So I did that on my own, but I couldn't do the eviction, and then the moving company, and then, you know, everything else. So that was October. November came. Thanksgiving, I left. I had a move-in date for Thanksgiving, but it fell on holiday, so they was like, you could do the day before or the day after. I was just like, I'll do the day after. So that was the 26th, and 26th of November. I'll never forget it, 2022. And yep, I had to tell him that I was leaving. I did not tell anyone that I had to tell him, but I was moving in fear and trying to be strategic. And that's why I say, if you haven't completely left the situation, you do have to be strategic, and you can't always just tell complete lies or just keep things from a person you've been with for 11 years. Like, they know when you lie. Like, he used to know when I was lying, because I don't like lying. Like, I even have like little cues that I give off when I'm lying, so he used to pick up on that. And I used to know when he was lying. Like, it was just like we learned each other. So it definitely, you have to use discretion, because you know your danger you face, you know your person, and so use discretion. If you can do it with being completely secret, that is the best way. But if you had somebody like him who is going to investigate and who kind of like know your cues and all that stuff, or who's tapped into your email, you really can't have it. So what I ended up doing was telling him that, like, we were separating. We could still be in contact with each other, like, but we were separating like how people in a marriage do, and we will separate for a year, and if we, you know, wanted to come back to each other, we could. So I was strategic and trying to like not make it such a big deal. However, he did end up, because he knew I had a storage unit too. So I had a storage unit with my own furniture in there, and my stuff in there already. And he did know about it, because that's another thing. Like, there was another part of our relationship where we were split, and I had moved and he kind of talked me out of the move, and so it only lasted for a year, and I ended up going back. Yeah, so I don't really like talking about it because it was stupid. I had a chance out and I didn't take it, and I've had multiple chances out and I did not take it, and it makes me upset that, you know, like, I could have ended my suffering like a little earlier, but I wanted to make sure when I was done, like, you know, everything that could be, and everything that could be done was done, and I just wanted to make sure when I really left, like, I was done. And when I left, I really was done. It was nothing else like there. Always would have had love for him, because we were together for 11 years, but like romantically, like, nothing like really truly was there left. But I loved him to death. Like, that's just outside of romance, outside of everything. Like, literally almost loved him to death, because I was almost about to be in a messed up situation with him if I did not get out. And yeah, that it still be hard to think about like that situation. But yeah, so like move day, like the moving company came, and what I tried to do was not go to the storage thinking that it'll like pump fake him, that like I'm going to somewhere else. And so he knew I was moving. I did not know he knew where I was moving, but unbeknownst to me, he had put a tracking device on my car anyway. So he knew. Like, he knew when I went to go pay my deposit and all that stuff, like, because he had been tracking me. But I didn't know. I wouldn't put two and two together until I actually found proof that he was stalking me and putting tracking devices on my car. And that's when like a lot of stories, like not stories, but a lot of events that had happened. Like, I remember one time getting mad at him, and I went to my sister's house, and I didn't tell him I was going to my sister's house. Like, I literally just chose to go to my sister's house because that's who I am. I'm not. I don't run the other niggas because we had a problem, and so I go over there, and this isn't something I typically do. Like, most of the time, I run to my mom's house when we're going through something, and he knew I was at my sister's house, and I was like, how the fuck he know I'm at her house? And like, we was trying to figure that out. Like, we thought he was in a parking lot, like he had actually followed me over there, and no, he had put a tracking device on my car. Then it was time I went to my mom's house, and he made some comments about, like, I think we had left out together. Like, it was funny because it was me, my mom, and Charlotte, and we left out together, but like, he knew I wasn't at her house. So that was like weird. But like, once I found the tracking device, like, all that stuff started clicking. Like, oh, you have been following me way before I even left. And I laughed, but it's not funny. So, and if you knew, I laugh at a lot. So, it's a coping mechanism. Excuse it. Don't take offense. And if you do, that's just your problem because I explained it. So, yeah, he met with the, like, moving people. So I guess when I left, he assumed, or I don't know, like, he just, once I left, he just, knew that, you know, I was going to start moving. And he had something in the storage unit, and he told me he was going to get it early that morning. Or either no, I told him that he had to get his stuff out the storage unit because, you know, I was moving the stuff out. And so he went and got his stuff that morning. I thought everything would be done. But, like, I guess when I left, he, you know, met the moving company over there. And I didn't go over there because I didn't want him to follow me over there. And then I didn't really want him to follow me to my current place. However, I did have, like, help that day. So, like, my mom had came down to help. My nephew was helping me. And then my stepdad came later on. So, I just went over to the house. Did my mom come that day? Yeah, she did. Because it was stuff that, you know, she got early on that day. Because it was some trips to the house. But I didn't take anything that was communal from the house. I only took what was mine or what was gifted to me. But anything that we, like, obtained together, like, I left. Anything that he bought on his own, I left. Any gifts that I gave, I left. But he did not play fair. Like, he took my bracelet that he gave me, which was like, it was a diamond. Like, it was a nice diamond. I guess you could call it a tennis bracelet, but it was a really, I always used to get compliments with it, and I didn't even want it. That's the sad part. Like, a lot of the jewelry he bought me, like, I didn't even want it. Like, he even made sure, like, I had a real white gold, like, diamond, I think, like, I don't know that stuff, like, but VVS, like, diamond, nose ring, like, everything, like, I had was real, like, and I didn't want it, and he ended up, but I ended up growing attached to it because, you know, like, I thought, wow, like, it was mine. I did begin to like it. I used to get compliments on it all the time and stuff like that. So he ended up taking it. Anyway, he ended up meeting with the moving company. He accused me of messing with the moving company people. He was acting weird with them. He actually tipped the moving company guy. But, like, he wasn't supposed to be there, like, at all. Like, I never told him to go there, but I messed up because what I did was tell him that he had to get his stuff out there early that morning because the moving company would be coming. And he just swore up and down like I was messing with the moving company guy, and I could do better than that. Like, I did not hear the last of it. He stole my wallet on moving day. Like, I couldn't find my wallet nowhere, which meant I couldn't pay for shit. So, it was a chaotic day. It was a chaotic day, but it was the easiest move I had because I didn't have to do a lot of manual labor. I did do stuff because the moving company only moved the storage, but I did have to move some of my belongings out the house. and I did have help, but this move, I don't know, I've gotten spoiled with the moving company. So I'm gonna try to price and see how much it'll cost for me to put my stuff in storage. What I'm gonna do is probably call the same one and get a quote and see how much it is, and then if I can afford it or swing it, then I'll do that, because if I don't get a moving company, I mean, it would be doable, but it's gonna be a lot of work. But I can't do it. I just don't. I barely got much left in me right now. Like, I need a break. I'm telling you, I need a break. I'm tired. I've been on the front line for like years now, and I'm just tired. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm figuring out everything else. Like, God made a way for me in that situation. He gonna make a way for me in this situation. So yeah, like, I am trusting the process. I am learning patience. That's a hard one for me. I think it's a hard one for a lot of people, but like, patience is a hard one for me. It might not look like it, but it is. Like, yeah, I did school in 6 years. Like, yeah, that sounds like a long time and all that stuff, but like, I still wasn't patient about it. Like I said in previous videos, like, if things did not work out the way I envisioned them or planned, like, I would cut those puzzle pieces and make them fit, or like jam them in there. I feel like Dante used to like take the box cutter and make it like fit nice and neat, but then, I mean, you lose puzzle pieces for the other part. Me, I'm just over here like, okay, well, you gonna fit in this spot until I can figure out where you're supposed to go or how it's supposed to be. And it's like, now I cannot use that coping mechanism. I literally have to be still, listen, and more of like going with the flow, of things, and being in tune with myself and with God. Like, I literally have to trust in God and have faith in God. Another one that's hard for me is relying on others. Not relying on others, but like, just letting others know, like, I'm not okay. And I think right now I'm having a bigger problem of saying like I'm not okay or I need to talk, because like, so much worse has happened to me. Like, I'm like, is this really something like I should be calling and bothering somebody with? But like, like during the time while I felt sick and under weather, like, I was having like severe anxiety, like, because it's like, when I'm not busy, my anxiety revs up. And it's not even like right now I'm having flashbacks, like extreme flashbacks. It's just like, I'm not being distracted. So like, my anxiety flares up, and it's like, I had to like be like, anxiety, fear, like, worry, go have a seat. Like, it's not a life or death situation, and it's just been a struggle. It's been a struggle. Practicing patience. I have been doing good with being in the now. I've been sitting through this stuff. And my self-awareness is definitely heightened, which is good. It always has been. It was so much so that it needed to calm down, because like, I was just so self-conscious. So I have a secure self-awareness where it's not as bad as it was, where it's like, I'm the problem. It's more of like, these are some of my issues and I'm gonna work through them. I know that they're my issues. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be perfect, but I can see them when they flare up or when they're coming. But I love me, flaws and all. Even down to like my hair is growing out. I'm getting adjusted. I was like the other day, like, I just want to go in the store and buy a wig and throw it on. But I'm adjusting. It's growing fast, and that's a good positive thing. But I don't really like how I look right now. And some people might be looking at it like, what are you talking about? And like, with me, I just like see it like I feel like I be having to shape it now, and But I'll figure it out. Like, if I want to buy a wig, I'll go buy a wig. If I need to embrace myself regardless of what I feel like it looked like, I'll have to work on that and grow through that, right? So yeah, I just came on here to do a segment on T's thoughts and what's been going on with me since I haven't made a video in a while. I do have some content, some stories, some topics that I want to talk about, but bear with me. I am trying to pack up my life as I once knew it and embrace a new one that I have no idea what it's going to look like. I'm starting a new business. Well, I have started a new business. And I'm still creating content, so I'm juggling a lot, and I'm still the single parent. So I'm juggling a lot, and I'm doing it though. So I'm doing it, and I'm aware while I'm doing it. I'm not just, sending somebody else in here to do it and figure it out. I'm actually present and being an active participant through all this uncertainty. It doesn't feel like struggling. Struggling is bad. I know what struggling feels like, and it might be, some people might look at what I'm going through right now as struggle, but what I've been through, this shit is like a walk in the park. It is challenging, but I don't feel like I'm suffering. I do have very severe painful moments, but that's definitely coming from past traumas. It's not really what I'm going through right now. What I'm going through right now is just uncertainty, and that can be challenging and painful, but I'm working through it. And I have had proof in my life that God will see you through. So I'm basically going with the motion of the waves, and I am accepting everything that, I deserve. I finally feel like I deserve more than what I've ever settled for in life. And I'm ready for the new transition. So bear with me. I will be producing content, but I will not be doing it maybe as much as I was, because I am in the middle of packing up my life and deciding what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to rebuild and gain, over. So fun times. I probably will have content for you just from that whole process itself. But I love y'all. I thank all my supporters, the new ones, the ones that started from the bottom, the beginning. Everybody, I thank you so much. And sending love and hug. Be safe out there, because yikes. All right.